Well, Vidcom has come and gone. Didn't get an invitation to it, but I wouldn't have gone anyway. If I got an invitation, would I have gone? Nope. It's not relevant anymore. It truly isn't. But before we start, don't forget, we have those 4 important words: subscribe, like, support, share. YouTube, like this video, what we're about to talk about. YouTube continues its attack on us. Basically, it is not allowing us to be in the suggested list. It won't suggest our videos. We are the creators, the young creators throughout. There are many of us on YouTube, and we're being silenced. It's just literally being silenced. And with this story, it's just more rules are coming, and rules that they're not explaining. They're not telling us what we do wrong, if we do wrong, and basically we're it's just in a total confusion. So remember, subscribe. If you haven't yet, subscribe. That's important. And hit that like button. You know, I know some people may not like the video, but still hit that like button anyway. That helps us. Also, share this with multiple friends out there, family and friends. If you like this programming, you know, you constantly coming here to watch, show someone else this programming. Tell them, hey, this programming exists. Whether it's this show on Q2Cast TV, any of the other programmings we show on Q2Cast, or any other young creator on the YouTube apps themselves. If you like us, do subscribe, like, and basically share us. If you like any other ones, just like along the right of your screen here, all these creators here, they're very good creators. Check them out. Send them some love. It's very important. So, like I said, if they sent me an invitation to come to VidCon, would I go? No, not at all. It's not relevant anymore. Looking at some of the videos, I mean, some of the Twitter stuff on there. I mean, this is something for the young creators, and it's just literally. You know, you could see the corporate sense into it. I mean, hell, you know, you see some celebrities there. I saw a Twitter from what was it, Triple H and his wife, who were there. I guess they were trying to promote the WWE on YouTube. Which, why is that? I mean, hey, listen, they already got their popularity. I know, I understand. They want to, you know, they got that new competition out there, AEW, which it took YouTube to build up for them. So now they're trying to make themselves relevant on the YouTube. But really, VidCon should be for the young creators, and it's a shame that it's, you know, led up to this. And then, of course, we get this. This is the thing that really I think it's starting to piss everybody off. Now, you remember the whole situation between Carla Mazza and Steven Crowder. And basically, Carlos didn't like what Steven said about him, where Steven was making jokes about him, and he had to start, you know, dumping on everybody else because they made jokes on him. And you know, I Carlos Mazza, make jokes about everybody, but they shouldn't make jokes about me. It's, you know, it is really ridiculous, its storyline, when you hear such rhetoric from a guy who's supposed to be working for NBC. Okay, Vox is NBC, and you know, you get this craziness. I mean, he's like, well, I don't want to be made fun of. Well, look at your freaking Twitter handle, Gay Wonk. Right there alone is a joke. You know, and you you have a comedian who Steven Crowder is, a political comedian, you know, throw a couple of jokes at you, but hey, you make a threatening thing back and saying throw milkshakes at them. But meanwhile, you are still there, and Steven Crowder's monetization gets pulled. You know, and that is the stupidest thing. And then we hear this, that basically they're going to change the rules on creator harassment. What does that mean? That means I can't sit here, and this is what it sounds like, that if a particular other creator says something a little crazy and something of that nature, I can't discuss it. I can't make fun of it. I can't discuss it at all. You know, and it would be considered harassment, and YouTube can flag me. You know, one thing YouTube, you know, and I'm going to say, and I hope you one of your people flagged this on. Could you please send us a booklet to tell us what words we can't use? What are truly the rules of this network? Okay? What are the rules to us? Because you keep changing them every 10 seconds, and then you're like, oh, sorry, it's our fault, well, you know, our mistake, you know, and then you flip it back on again. And then you demonetize, then you change the way monetization goes. You know, I'm caught in between a rock and a hard place when it comes to the monetization. 1 minute I was monetized, and then next minute I'm not. And that is like the ridiculous thing that has been going on for quite some time. You know, all the young creators are waiting is for that next site to open up. And there's going to be a mass exodus. You think $70 billion is going to be a major loss to you? You know, wait till the exodus begins. And then, you know, that is going to hurt you the most because you're disrespecting the people that built your site, the young creators. And, you know, when you look at this article and you go down a bit, you know, and there is a line in there. Let me see if I can find the line that I wanted to say. Yeah, in a further update, YouTube said that it may take action against creators even if they don't violate community guidelines. YouTube's reasoning for this is that if the creator's behavior is deemed to be egregious and harms the broader community, YouTube may need to take action against them regardless whether they actually broken the rules. Who determines that? Truly, YouTube, who determines that? We're already finding out that you have people that just basically flipping the switch on anybody they disagree with. You know, this is a major rant, and it's going crazy because we want to bring you the viewer here. We want you to bring good programming on there. You know, we have many plans for Q2Cast TV. But unfortunately, YouTube has made it harder to produce on here. It is beginning to look like public access television here in New York at toward the end when we left. Right now, there is I wanted to bring this up, and I have to bring this up next time. There was a suit that has been going on for years with public access, and it's finally because there was a producer there he was stifled by public access television in New York City. And it was opened the same way as sort of YouTube. What's it going to take, YouTube? Is it going to take a major lawsuit against you and Google to wake the hell up? You made money off of our backs. And basically, you're shoving us aside. For what? Late night television? The Tonight Show? CNN? MSNBC? People don't want to look at these programmings. They don't want that. There are great creators out there. And I keep constantly saying this. And I say this to you, my viewers, to watch these people. You have like Kitten Academy constantly on 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can watch kittens there play all day long. Excuse me, they have some great, you know, interactions with these kittens, and you, the viewer, can go out and adopt them if you love them. You know, there are many YouTubers, and let me tell you, some of those people that have adopted the kittens have created their own YouTube show for them. Was it Wednesdays with Winnie and Gary? Oh, that is such one of the cutest shows you'll see if you love cats. I'm a cat lover. You know I'm a cat lover. Because, you know, you see my little guy, you know, Mr. J here in the corner, always. You know. And basically, you know, you have other shows like Blind Wave, who play video games and they discuss TV shows and movies constantly, and they do start to go to some of the conventions out there. And then you have others who talk about comics, who talk about Star Trek, who talk about, other shows that maybe you're not heard of. Some of them do sort of like a movie breakdown of some crazy stuff, some cult movies that maybe you've never heard of. Brandon Tennant, he's very good at what he does. He comes on once a week on there, and he gets flagged every other time. He gets flagged a lot for his videos. Okay, he does show a couple pieces, but he is within the fair use. And there are many, many other creators that do makeup, that does how to fix your computer, fix your car, mousetrap. There's a guy out there who's getting banned because he shows different types of mousetraps. Okay? Then you have another guy who teaches history, and he is banned. He may have gotten back, but he was banned for quite some time. So here we get more rules on top of more rules after VidCon here that basically just are just stifling a lot of these young creators. Not all of them are perfect. There are some that have some issues, and we're hearing the stories on there. And some are burning out quick, but we don't address this either. You got the burnouts, you got those, that do get in trouble. But, you're always going to have this anytime you have a situation like this where you have so many people working to bring programming to others throughout the world. And that's right, we bring these shows so people throughout the world can see this. And, you get stifled by those who basically want to interject their politics into it. And the thing is, this is what's ruining everything. From Hollywood to broadcast television to now the internet. They're ruining all the fandoms. They're, everything from comic books to anime. And meanwhile, YouTube calls what things are said on YouTube hate speech. Hey, YouTube, have you not realized you're an American company? In the late 60s, the Supreme Court deemed there is no such thing as hate speech. If you have problems with certain people, if they are promoting violence, that's when you should interject. If they're spewing stupid rhetoric on there, it's just stupid rhetoric, and people are not going to pay attention to it. Everyone says, like, oh my God, this site, their supremacy site, it's going to foster people to run the way. No, it is not. By you doing what you're doing can push them into it. Because what you're doing is you're isolating those who you deem egregious. And let me tell you something. They're going to go off on their own, create their own, and then you're going to go after them, attacking their PayPal, their MasterCard accounts, their bank accounts, which it has been done. Pay attention. If you haven't seen this, watch the news. There are guys people who have lost their Citibank accounts. Not Citibank. Chase accounts. Let me refresh myself. It isn't Citibank, it's Chase Bank. That they've lost their accounts, and for no reason whatsoever. And one of them lost their account because a reporter decided to interject her politics into the situation, which that alone violates journalistic ethics. Which can't see why this person still has a job at the company she works for. If you, YouTube, think that I have done harm to the broader community, you need to explain yourself. How? Not by flipping a switch and sending me a nice letter. Come to us and talk to us and say us why. Pick up the phone because we are available. Send us a email detailing what is the problem. Because basically, that's all you do is just send, oh, we're sorry, we find it that you've said something egregious. What did we say? What was the word? Where on the video is it? But you haven't done that. You haven't done that at all. And you continue to bend the knee to people like Carlos Maza and Vox, NBC, CNN, and anybody else that deems one way leaning to the radical potential of what is happening in this country. Silicon Valley is totally full of radical lefts. And this is the major problem. And when you go out to try to create your own, they attack it. Companies like Subscribestar and BitChute and Gab, where they say, well, they're a centerpiece for the alt-right and for the words I can't even say. Words that I can't even say because you'll freaking clip this particular video. You will freaking just put it aside on there saying that I said something wrong. When has it come down in this country that you can't say certain words? Even words that have been in history. Because people find it that they just get so offended. People will always get offended no matter what you said. You will always have someone who's offended. Now, is it against the law? No. If you do something that you deem it to cause violence, whereas you make it a call to, say, kill somebody, make it violent of that nature, called violence, that's a different story. And like I said before, that's when it should be taken down. Meanwhile, you have sites like Antifa and others that are on these sites constantly, that are calling to violence. Throw milkshakes at them, as Carlos Maza said, who is still on Twitter and on YouTube, throwing this violent rhetoric out. Whereas Antifa was caught dousing milkshakes with cement. Not that it would harden, but if you spill concrete onto skin, it will burn. And you can look this up. It's on OSHA's website. Look on OSHA's website. It will explain the dangers of concrete on skin. And we saw this happen to Andy Ngo, that he was beaten up, a reporter beaten up just for filming around a protest march. Folks, I'm going through a rant. I'm going a little long on this. I do apologize for being a little tort in this show, but this is what's going on. And this is why every episode we tell you, subscribe, like, support, share. Subscribe to us. Hit that button. Hit the notification bell. Let YouTube know we like this show. We want it to stay here. We want it to continue. And we're going to hit that like button. We're going to send this off to friends. And if you could throw a couple bucks, if you buy yourself, a couple buck pizza and you got about $2 left afterwards, give it to us at Streamlabs or go over to BitChute. Or if you have a little bit more, buy one of our t-shirt wares over at teespring.com. Because this will help us to progress further. We have already are starting to make some changes, some improvements down the line. You're going to be hearing some testings that's going to be going on, especially the audio you're hearing. Next couple of days, you'll see some changes on the audio. We're making some changes and making some preparations as we get closer to the air date to American Asylum. In fact, we are working to have some of these shows on podcast where you can listen to it freely completely unedited with every word in. So you could sit there and listen to what we want to say. Because places like YouTube here and Google, they're stifling our words. They're putting a damper on what we say. They don't want you to hear what we want to say, especially when we criticize them and Silicon Valley. So, comment below. Tell me how you feel. I mean, really, truly, how you feel about this. Because you are my viewers. You are also the viewers of every other young creator here. We have been disrespected these last couple of years. If any proof it is, VidCon was the major proof of it. Look at this year's VidCon. You know, when you don't have people like PewDiePie there and a lot of other big YouTube creators go to these events, that they bring the radical lefts in just to disparage everyone else. You know, VidCon has become a joke. Tell me, did you go to VidCon? Were you there? Was it did you feel it was a joke? How do you feel about these new rules that are probably going to be rolled out in the next couple of months? It could be tomorrow they roll these out, knowing that, YouTube says, well, we'll roll it out probably in a couple of months. Knowing YouTube, they'll get like a complaint for someone on the radical left, and then suddenly it's basically the rules are in place. And they won't even tell us what the rules are. It's like, you're driving in a state and they say, well, you were speeding. We say, well, where are the signs where it says what the speed limit is? Well, no, it's you speed. You sped, But there's no signs up there. No, it's what we say. So think about that for a moment. We're also on mindsandgab.com. Don't forget, if this video gets pulled, you can find it also on BitChute. So don't forget, you can find us normally most of the time within the 24 hours. You'll see it re-uploaded to BitChute. And I noticed my stuff is not being automatically going up to BitChute. I have to put it manually in. So we got one more tonight. It's going to be probably a little bit lighter. I promise I won't be this excited when I put that one, when you listen to that one. So subscribe, like, support, share. We'll see you on the rebound. Have a good evening.